Hey everyone, it's a great day here in Holt. I am Melanie McNamara with Keller Williams Realty, and I have the pleasure today of speaking with one of the most beloved teachers in the Holt District, Mr. Seth Burk.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Thanks for joining us, Seth.
Of course, yeah.
Especially right now, taking some time out of your busy schedule to share some things with us. We've got a production coming up, and so we'll talk about that in a minute. But first, Seth, can you tell us a little bit about what you do here in the district?
Definitely. I'm currently the choir director at Holt Junior High and Holt Middle School, and I'm director of plays and musicals here at the high school.
That sounds busy.
It's a lot.
What's a typical day like for you?
I have 3 choirs at the junior high. I then have 2 sections of choir at Hope, and then I run over here as quickly as possible to run rehearsals until now-ish.
Wow,
Yeah.
That's great. So usually you have a play in the spring and a musical in the fall.
Correct.
Is that correct? Okay,
Yes.
Great. How long have you been with Holt Public Schools?
This is my 5th year.
That's fabulous. I met you in your first year then.
Yes.
My daughter was in your class. What experiences in your life have brought you to this point in your career doing this kind of thing?
Yeah, I went to college as a jazz pianist originally and was very involved in theater. I started acting in professional theater and then began music directing when they discovered I could play piano. And I discovered I really liked to lead ensembles and work musical elements with large groups of people, which naturally fell into directing choir and teaching that to younger students, which has been a fantastic opportunity here.
Oh, that's fantastic. I love that. So what is your favorite thing about teaching?
My favorite thing. So every time I give something new to a choir or to our cast, and you're immediately met with the idea that it will never happen or that it will have a certain standard to it, and the moment you surpass that and then everything clicks together and they're able to do something that was too difficult for them a month ago, just the sheer excitement in the room is outstanding.
Oh, that's incredible. So speaking of that, what goes into the planning and execution of a big production?
Big production. So in addition to what's obvious on stage, which already is a lot, you have every line that the actors are learning, you have every place that they need to be, every bit of choreography, you have the costumes, you have lighting design, which the lights need to be hung and focused and aimed and then decided on what the cues are going to be. You have any sort of sound effects, the details that go into making sure sound is being able to be heard through any microphones or anything else that's added. The sets have to be built and decorated and painted, and I'm sure I'm missing a lot.
And you don't do all that yourself?
No, I don't. I'm really lucky. I have my co-director, Spencer Sullivan, who's outstanding at breaking up some of the acting and blocking and directing aspects of it. Our tech director, Susan Morgan, handles the lights and sound and set. And yeah.
Well, you're known for choosing some really exciting shows to put on at the high school and some maybe unconventional ones as well.
Okay.
I know that you do engage the students and you encourage them to give their creative input to the shows and take on some leadership roles behind the scenes. Correct?
Yeah, I feel like we are in a school. As much as I'd like to try to run it like a professional theater, there is an educational aspect at play. And the more elements that the students can become familiar with, the better they'll be, even if they only choose one. Even if they're only an actor, if they're aware of what goes into directing or goes into building the set, they'll be more flexible and able to do things in the real world.
Yep. Well, so I've just jotted down some of the productions I was thinking of. You've done Beauty and the Beast, Hairspray, It's a Wonderful Life, Little Women, Noises Off, and then Arts or Crafts, which I thought was just a phenomenal show.
Well, thank you.
Student-led.
It was.
Right?
Arts and Crafts was a collaboration with MSU professor Rob Rosnowski, who was the head of acting and directing at Michigan State University. It was a show that he had originally written. He was able to write scenes for us specifically. We had students that were able to write scenes, and in collaborating with the author, create something that was specifically ours, which gave students a chance to direct, it gave students a chance to write and see their work directed and put onto a stage and experience the other elements of it.
Well, in the audience, it was phenomenal. So why don't you tell us about your upcoming production here?
Yes, so if you've wanted to know about Shakespeare but have never decided to sit through an entire production of it, you can see all of them in 90 minutes, which is great. We have 10 actors who will come out and perform at least some representation of every play Shakespeare has written. Obviously, cramming that into 90 minutes means that this is not a faithful representation of necessarily all of those plays, but a comedic one. This one was picked primarily because we wanted to encourage our students to start to make more creative choices and develop stronger choices in their acting. And this show incorporates improv, and we drag some audience out on stage. So it allows the students to have some ownership and make some very strong choices with it.
That's fantastic. I understand that it's PG-13.
It's a little PG-13, just like Shakespeare, if you read any of that originally.
Yes.
With the source material,
Yep.
it's hard not to be.
Well, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's April 19th through the 22nd. Showtimes, Thursday through Saturday are 8 p.m. Sunday, there's a matinee at 2 o'clock. If someone can't make the show, what are some ways they can contribute to the arts program?
That's a fabulous question. We actually have an email set aside just to help with our theaters, which is hpacfriends@hpsk12.net. If they wanted to contact us through that, we would be either myself, Mr. Sullivan, Ms. Morgan, or our theater director, our theater manager, Jeff Miller, would be able to respond, and we'd be able to follow up on that. If they wanted to volunteer with any of the myriad of things we do in the show, they can, again, email there or email me, and we could definitely use help.
Okay, great. Or if you're a student and you want to get involved
Exactly.
in the theater program, that's great. I will have that information on the website. This is parkbench.com/Holt, all about Holt and our Holt community. I hope to see many of you at the show. Well, thanks for tuning in. Have a great day. Remember, there's so many things to see and do in Holt, so come on out and explore. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Thank you.